Sit right back by me and ale, and I'll tell you how by war this humble tavern earned the name of the Hung Minotaur. First it was called Trevor's, then changed to Happy Jack's. The name changed with each new owner after every orc attack. The orcs came down for plunder for the whiskey, mead and ale. Each new landlord took offense to that, and that's how they all got impaled. So raise your glass and lend an ear. The truth is quite bizarre. There's more than one good reason. It's called the Hung Minotaur, a bullish tale of lust and death, of rope and love and war. You'll never pass another sign like the Hung Minotaur. After 5 or 6 dead barkeeps, the townsfolk were annoyed. They demanded of the mayor to get some warriors employed. But the mayor was cheap and mulish, he was having none of that. He said that would cost far too much. Then an orc devoured his cat. So he sent out word far and wide to every fighting star, but only one brave soul replied, a mighty Minotaur. He stood 9 feet at shoulder, built like one enormous wall. One horn was cracked from battle, and his courage never stalled. So raise your glass and lend an ear. The truth is quite bizarre. There's more than one good reason. It's called the Hung Minotaur. He came to save the town from orcs, a hero from afar, and no one knew how well he'd fit the name the Hung Minotaur. At the next appointed orc raid, he met them at the door. He tossed them through the windows and he gored them by the score. But somewhere in the fracas, as he cleared the taproom floor, a rusty axe caught on the cloth the mighty bullman wore. His loincloth fell behind him, the room went deathly still. The women stared in wonder and the men began to mill. The barney dropped a pitcher, the mayor's wife cried, "Good Lord!" For hanging there beneath him was a weapon-sized reward. The women laughed and whispered, then they giggled, blushed and swooned. By closing time, the single girls had lined up round the room. The widows found him charming, the good wives found him more. They took the bull straight by the horns and stabled him till 4. For days he grazed in their green pastures, he sampled every field. No maiden could steer clear of him, no matron thought to yield. You might say he was popular, heartily adored, and every night a fresh stampede came pounding through his door. So raise your glass and lend an ear. The truth is quite bizarre. There's more than one good reason. It's called the Hung Minotaur. The ladies loved his beefy charm, his horn, his hide, his roar. They all agreed they'd never seen a bull like him before. But rumors reached their husbands and the mood became quite grim. They'd had enough of hearing what their wives had done with him. They came with ropes and cleavers, with pitchforks, clubs and knives, a teeming mob of angry men defending married lives. The well-hung Minotaur worn thin from plowing night and day, still fought with skill and bullish strength and tossed 10 men away. But the bull was weak from his conquests. He'd scarcely fed or slept, and the townsmen finally got the best of him and looped a rope around his neck. They threw it around the tallest tree and hoisted him up high. They chanted bits impatiently, all awaiting him to die. But his neck was thick and muscled, and the branch began to bow. He dangled there for 3 whole days, a stubborn son of cow. At last the mighty bull went still. The townsmen gave a roar. They carved his likeness on a sign and nailed it to the door. So raise your glass and shed a tear for heroes near and far. There's more than one good reason. It's called the Hung Minotaur. The wives recall his mighty horn, the husband's rope and scar, and that is how this tavern earned the name the Hung Minotaur. Now you know the story, so drop some coin into my jar. He came to save the tavern and became its brightest star. He'd been the Hung Minotaur, renowned both near and far. But once the husbands had finished him, he was just the Hung Minotaur! Hey! The Hung Minotaur.
Still here, huh? Must have liked it. Now stab like, crush subscribe, and ring that bell before I swing again. Why are you still here? Go watch the next video.